Alexa Bliss breaks silence on reunion with Bray Wyatt. WWE Raw receives lowest viewership since July 2021. Bobby Lashley's WWE firing rescinded. Vince McMahon's WWE return referred to as exhausting in backstage report. The Rock refuses to join Sami Zayn's Bloodline, and more. Let's jump right into it. WWE Raw receives lowest viewership since July 2021. The latest episode of WWE Raw recorded the lowest audience on the USA Network, with 1.47 million viewers, despite Bobby Lashley being fired on live TV. Apart from that, the show featured some key moments, like Alexa Bliss and Asuka teasing a character change, Judgment Day, and Rhea Ripley winning big, the next chapter in the Miz Dexter Loomis storyline, among others. According to Showbuzz Daily, the first hour of WWE's Red Brand drew 1.482 million viewers, the second hour drew 1.547 million viewers, and the final hour drew 1.388 million viewers. By comparison, last week's show began with 1.748 million viewers but dropped to a record low 1.236 million by the third hour. On a brighter note, the last hour of this week's Monday Night Raw saw a significant increase over last week's numbers, most likely because of the United States Championship #1 contenders match between Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley. It seems that Seth Rollins vs. Bobby Lashley match anchoring WWE official Adam Pearce firing the Almighty episode held the audience much better than it had in several weeks. However, Raw was down 4% in viewers from the previous week, 9% in 18 to 49, and even 4% in 18 to 34. The 12/12 edition of WWE Raw ties the July 5, 2021 episode for the show's lowest viewership on USA Network. In the coveted 18-48 key demographic, WWE Raw received a 0.37 rating, a 9.75% decrease from the previous week's 0.41 rating. According to WrestleNomics, the 0.37 rating represents an average of 483,000 P18 to 49 viewers, a drop from last week's 535,000 viewers in the same key demo. That 0.37 key demo rating propelled the Red Brand to the #7 spot on the cable top 150, with the Red Brand facing off against the NFL's Monday Night Football game on ESPN and related broadcasts, taking the top 6 spots. The Patriots-Cardinals game on ESPN also had the highest viewership of the night, with an average of 9.121 million viewers. With the NFL's regular season ending, WWE Raw will only compete with MNF broadcasts 3 more times this season, on December the 19th of December 26 and January 1st, 2023. What did you think of the latest Monday Night Raw episode? Sound off in the comments section below. Bobby Lashley's WWE firing rescinded. Last night, Bobby Lashley lost his cool after losing the #1 contender's spot for the United States Championship to Seth Rollins. The Almighty confronted the match official, inadvertently knocking out another in the process. Lashley also shoved Adam Pearce, who responded by firing him on the spot. Bobby Lashley was seen storming out of the Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, after losing his job on the December 12, 2022 edition of Monday Night Raw. Pearce, on the other hand, declined to comment on the situation. The WWE official took to social media to post a video statement in the wake of the controversy. Pearce revealed that while Bobby Lashley is no longer fired, he'll still have repercussions for his actions on WWE Raw. First and foremost, despite what I said last night, Bobby Lashley is not fired, Pearce said. That said, Bobby has repeatedly crossed the line last night, physically accosting 2 referees and putting his hands on me. Not to mention spearing WWE official Petey Williams last week. All of that behavior is unacceptable. All of it will be addressed, and it will have repercussions. Pearce added that he'd meet Lashley for a one-on-one conversation later this week to sort out the matter. It remains to be seen if the former United States champion will agree to a conversation with the man who humiliated him live on national television. Lashley received a major warning from Adam Pearce after inadvertently spearing WWE producer Petey Williams on the December 5, 2022 edition of Monday Night Raw. Things got out of hand after the Almighty shoved Pearce himself last night on the Red Brand. A visibly irate Pearce dropped some F-bombs on the former Hurt Business main man before telling him to pack his bags and get out of the building. Lashley couldn't believe what he heard and continued looking at Pearce as the show closed. The former WWE champion's profile has since been moved to WWE's alumni section. Of course, this is Triple H's way of continuing the storyline. The game is focused on creating long-term storytelling for talent. We'll have to wait and see what's next in store for the Almighty. Vince McMahon's WWE return referred to as exhausting in backstage report. Former WWE Chairman Vince McMahon is reportedly planning a return to the company. However, this is seemingly exhausting for WWE employees and talent. Vince McMahon stepped away as WWE CEO and chairman in July amid an investigation into allegations of him paying hush money to former female employees. In a new Wall Street Journal article published on December 13, McMahon told those close to him that he is considering making a WWE comeback but has received terrible advice to retire. Fightful Select are now reporting that they have heard from several talents backstage and their reactions to the news. Despite having a positive relationship prior to his departure, one WWE talent called the news exhausting and hoped McMahon's WWE tenure was in the rearview mirror. Another backstage source stated WWE staff were concerned about the talent who would be rehired if the former CEO returned. News of Mr. McMahon's return to WWE broke on the heels of two new allegations against him. Fightful spoke with a higher-up who mentioned that WWE's stock price increased, viewership increased, and general morale improved after Vince McMahon left. The executive also reportedly added that it would be a selfish move if the former CEO were to return. It would be a really selfish move for Vince to come back under any circumstances. The reason he left, how business has done since then, it'd be really selfish. But selfish activities are what led to him leaving in the first place, the WWE higher-up said. According to the source, McMahon is unlikely to return despite having voting power within the company. The company is pleased with its new leadership team of Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan. Over the last few months, the product has also thrived under the creative direction of Triple H. It will be interesting to see if Mr. McMahon can make his way back to the promotion. What do you think of Vince McMahon's return to WWE? Sound off in the comments section below. Roman Reigns' former WWE rival breaks character. Former WWE champion Drew McIntyre recently broke character to give his honest opinion of Roman Reigns. Reigns is currently the face of the company. The Tribal Chief has held the Universal Championship for over 2 years. Earlier this year, he unified the world titles after defeating Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 38. Over the past few years, Drew McIntyre has shared the ring with Reigns several times. Speaking to Faction 919, the Scottish Warrior named the leader of the Bloodline as one of the best superstars he has faced in the company. I've got a couple. Roman is up there obviously. Amazing to work with. He's such a talented athlete in the ring. Personality-wise, he still went and found who he was because he was playing a role. He wasn't himself. And he did very well playing a role and was given the biggest opportunities of all time, and for a reason, because they knew this is the guy. And now that he finally has a chance to be his true self, he's absolutely killing it, has been for 2 years. McIntyre added that he would love to share the screen with Reigns again. I love interacting with that current character. I would love to get the chance again to interact with that current character, he said. Over the past year, several top superstars have attempted to dethrone the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, including Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, and Goldberg. However, none of them have succeeded in capturing the title. One of the superstars who also tried their luck against the Tribal Chief is Drew McIntyre. The Scottish Warrior feuded with Reigns last August before the two squared off in an undisputed WWE Universal Championship match at Clash at the Castle. Although McIntyre seemed close to dethroning Reigns, an interference from Solo Sikoa helped the Tribal Chief to defeat the Scottish Warrior and retain his title. The Rock refuses to join Sami Zayn's Bloodline. The dominance of Roman Reigns' Bloodline seems to have no end as we gradually approach WrestleMania season. The Rock's name often pops up around this time, and Vince Russo was recently asked about the dream scenario of Dwayne Johnson joining the Samoan faction. While the Hollywood star is widely expected to compete at WrestleMania 39, the idea for him to first be a Bloodline member was discussed on this week's Legion of Raw, and Russo bluntly claimed that he wasn't a fan of the storyline. The former WWE head writer doesn't wish to see The Rock in an extended angle. Russo even explained that Dwayne Johnson's busy schedule might not allow him to get involved in an on-screen narrative that lasts for several months. Vince Russo spoke on whether he would like to see The Rock join the Bloodline. I don't want to see The Rock having anything to do with wrestling. If it's a one and done, and he makes a boatload of money, and he helps them out to be a part of something ongoing, I think Rock would have to be out of his mind to do that at this point. There isn't a bigger draw in WWE now than Roman Reigns, and the Tribal Chief is bound to play a significant role at WrestleMania in April 2023. The undisputed WWE Universal Champion will most likely walk into the show with his titles and could defend them both on separate nights. As reported a few days back, WWE has talked about having Roman Reigns wrestle on both days, with Cody Rhodes and The Rock emerging as the favored opponents. Reigns pulling off double duty at WrestleMania shouldn't surprise anyone, as Triple H would ideally want to get the most out of the SmackDown superstar. Booking Roman to work twice allows WWE to book the long-awaited clash against The Rock. Would you like to see Roman main event on both Mania nights at the grandest stage of them all? Sound off in the comments section below. Alexa Bliss breaks silence on reunion with Bray Wyatt. WWE superstar Alexa Bliss sent a 5-word message on Twitter after teasing a reunion with Bray Wyatt during this week's Raw. Little Miss Bliss was in action on the Red brand, where she took on Bayley to determine the #1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship. She was helped by Becky Lynch before the match as the man took out Damage Control's Io Sky and Dakota Kai to even the odds. Bliss secured the victory after hitting a twisted Bliss on the role model. Bianca Belair, who was present ringside for the bout, came to the ring to congratulate her friend. However, a friendly embrace between the two immediately went sideways when Bray Wyatt's logo appeared on Titantron. After the sign flashed on the giant screen, Bliss attempted to assist her Abigail on the ESD. Bliss, however, immediately regained her composure and released Belair. The former women's champion later took to Twitter to comment on the incident. While last night was weird, Bliss tweeted, Alexa Bliss' association with Bray Wyatt was one of the highlights of WWE's pandemic era. The alliance between the two lasted for a few months before Bliss eventually turned on The Fiend at WrestleMania 37, costing him the match against Randy Orton. The Eater of Worlds recently returned to the Stamford-based promotion after being released in 2021. Ever since his return, WWE has teased a reunion between Alexa Bliss and the former Universal Champion on multiple occasions. Wyatt's logo has appeared multiple times during Little Miss Bliss segments. The former Raw Women's Champion has also attempted the Sister Abigail maneuver numerous times but has yet to execute the move. With Bliss now set to challenge Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship, it'll be interesting to see if the former WWE Champion makes his presence felt in her upcoming match. What do you think is next in the ongoing Bray Wyatt-Alexa Bliss saga? Sound off below and let us know.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for